On July 3, 2024, southern China was hit by record-breaking rainstorms with catastrophic consequences. Particularly devastating was the breach of a dam on Dongtinghu Lake, China's second-largest freshwater lake. It caused instant flooding of downstream cities and huge human and economic losses. After water levels stabilized on both sides of the collapsed dam, rescue teams began work to reinforce the banks Saturday afternoon, according to China's state media. China Central Television reported that a 226-meter-long section of the dam on Dongtinghu Lake in Yunnan Province collapsed, leading to the evacuation of 7,600 residents. The disaster began at Dongtinghu Lake in Yunnan Province, which is a tributary of Poyanghu Lake. On the morning of July 6, the water level in Dongtinghu rose rapidly after record rains in the upper reaches of the Hanjia River. Around 11 a.m., the dam failed and huge masses of water rushed downstream, causing a historic disaster. The flood instantly engulfed the cities around Poyanghu Lake. In Jingshan City, Jiangxi Province, the water level rose more than 5 meters in a matter of minutes, flooding the roofs of 2-story buildings. In just 10 minutes, the entire city was underwater, and many people died. Residents panicked as they tried to escape, many losing their homes in this historic tragedy. The force of the flooding was unimaginable. The water level broke that historical record for Poyanghu Lake. Not only cities, but also farmlands and factories were inundated, resulting in enormous damage. Imagine the reality when the water level rises 5 meters in an instant. It is a real picture of hell. The water reached the roofs of 2-story buildings. Many residents were trapped on the rooftops waiting to be rescued. Unfortunately, many lives were lost before rescuers arrived. Many people lost their homes and were forced to move to evacuation centers, where many still remain today. The flooding paralyzed the transportation network overnight. Roads and railroad tracks were flooded, and many cars were submerged. Traffic was temporarily suspended, making overland travel extremely difficult. Logistics networks also became disrupted, bringing the supply of goods to a standstill and causing immense chaos. The complete collapse of logistics has led to severe shortages of basic necessities. Food, water, medicines were in short supply, and many residents were stranded. The government has sent humanitarian aid, but the vastness of the affected area makes it extremely difficult to provide for all residents. The flooding has halted the functioning of cities. Electricity, gas and water supplies were cut off, and many stores and businesses were forced to close. Schools have also closed, severely affecting the lives of children. The human cost has been enormous. Estimates of the number of dead and missing are in the hundreds. Rescue teams are searching intensively, but due to the vastness of the affected area, it is extremely difficult to find all the missing. Economic losses are estimated at hundreds of billions of yuan. Agricultural land, factories, and infrastructure have been severely affected. Recovery will take a long time. The Chinese government has promised support to the affected regions, but the huge costs have raised concerns about the financial burden. The flooding was the result of record-breaking rains that hit southern China. From July 6 to 7, Guangxi, Yunnan, Anhui, and other regions received record rainfall. In some places, a month's worth of rain fell in a few days, causing rivers to overflow and landslides. The dam break at Lake Poyanghu was the most devastating flood since the 1998 disaster. Back then, more than 3,600 people died, more than 1,400 were missing, and economic losses exceeded 250 billion yuan. The current flooding could surpass those figures, dealing a serious blow to China's economy. The faces of people fleeing the floods are a mix of despair and hope. People are waiting for rescuers to arrive, hoping to be reunited with their families, and worrying about their future. The Chinese government is rushing to provide aid to the affected areas and begin reconstruction work. However, because of the scale of the disaster, the recovery will take a long time. We can only hope that the lives of those affected will return to normal as soon as possible. The disaster reminded us once again of the power of nature and human vulnerability. It has emphasized the importance of strengthening measures to prevent such disasters and the need for daily preparedness. Our hearts are with those affected by this terrible tragedy. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for further updates. We wish you safety and prosperity. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.